My top 5 strengths are discipline, responsibility, harmony, empathy, and individualization.
My top 5 are strategic, ideation, individualization, context, and restorative.
My top 5 strengths are learner, achiever, futuristic, individualization, and input.
When I first heard K-State was being proactive and making sure strengths was a part of the freshman curriculum, I was ecstatic. I wish I had had that when I was a freshman.
I think with freshmen getting to take the Strengthsquest assessment, they're going to be coming in with such an advantage. They're going to know what they're good at, and they're going to have a campus that is supporting what they're good at and is recognizing what they're good at. No longer are we going to be saying, well, you're not quite as good at academics, or you're not quite as good as getting things done, and so that's not worth anything. What we're going to be saying as a campus is, this is what you're good at, this is how we can help you use it, this is how you can use it, and I think that's really, really important.
I was really excited. I was like, yes, because I want everyone to take strengths, because I feel like if you take that your freshman year, that you automatically know, what am I good at? Because getting into K-State or coming to school, there's so many different personalities, and you're like, where do I fit in? What can I do? And I think if somebody knows that right off the bat getting into school, they already know, this is what I can do, this is what I'm really good at, and they won't be so insecure about what they're going to be doing here at K-State, because they know that they've got 5 terrific strengths that they can master here at K-State.
The process that you go through when you're identifying your strengths, first you get a code, and then you register and go through a series of questions. Then you're provided with your top 5 strengths, but it's not just a list of those 5 strengths. You get an in-depth description of what each of those means, and kind of an application to the real world. And it gets even more personalized than that, where you can get a personal insight to see how all of those strengths weave together, and really gives you a chance to see how those strengths can be lived out in your own life.
Well, the Strengthsquest assessment really enabled me to see what my individual strengths were, but it also allowed K-State to take those individual strengths and develop me as a leader, develop me as a student, develop me as a person. And that really stands out to me, just because I feel like K-State, it is a place with a lot of students, but by their embrace of the strengths assessment, they've really said, hey, you are individuals, you are individual students, and we want to maximize the strengths that you have for the betterment of your future.
Your strengths don't just begin and stop when you're at Kansas State or whatever university you might be at, because you're going to use those strengths no matter what stage of life you're in, whether you're going to grad school like I am, or if you're going out into the business world. You're always going to be working with people and being put in situations where you have to rely on those strengths. And I think, especially for me, going to med school, responsibility is going to be a huge one. Responsibility to get my work done and make sure that I'm investing the time that I need to. But it can apply to any strength, and I think that it's important to keep that in mind, that this isn't just a K-State thing, this is definitely a life thing.
All freshmen are going to know their strengths. That's not only going to make them better people, but it's going to make K-State a better university. It's going to make Manhattan a better community. And really, in the end, they're going to go off into their separate branches of the world and use these strengths, and they're going to constantly be thinking about their strengths and how they interact with the world around them and how they can make the world a better place because of it.
My top 5 strengths are belief, connectedness, includer, input, and positivity.
My top 5 strengths are empathy, input, developer, ideation, and context.
My strengths are positivity. I'm a great person. I really try to look at the better half of a situation. I can adapt in any situation, any work environment, with anybody, have a lot of woo, so you'll like me and everybody else will, and I would just really engage in my strengths.